ominous design, fitting for a horror or eerie atmosphere. A shadowy, almost faceless form with sharp, chaotic extensions resembling spines, tendrils, or jagged appendages. Orin could be an entity or a creature born from darkness or chaos, potentially an antagonist in a horror narrative. Given Orin's design, his death might tie into his own chaotic nature, either consumed by his instability or defeated through light or purity. Another possibility is that Orin's death was self-inflicted, as a sacrifice to protect or destroy something greater than himself, further deepening his tragic narrative. Ratty, the transformation post-death shows a collapse of his former self. The skeletal exposure and remnants of his form suggest that his death was violent or tragic, possibly tied to his inability to contain his chaotic nature. Ratty might have met his end in a confrontation with Orin or another powerful entity. His death could symbolize the consequences of unchecked rage or ambition, making his fall a critical turning point in the narrative. Kluker appears to have a bird-like, unsettling design. The exaggerated features, such as large, bulging eyes and sharp, angular shapes, evoke a sense of chaos and madness. His wide open mouth implies a scream or a state of perpetual alarm, adding to his eerie demeanor. Kluker could have once been a normal creature, corrupted or transformed by exposure to a dark force or entity, explaining his unsettling appearance. If Klukar meets his end, it could symbolize the destruction of innocence or the inevitability of chaos consuming itself. Funbot, a robotic design with a dark, screen-like faceplate, likely meant to obscure its true emotions or intentions. Funbot's death could symbolize the destruction of corrupted technology, perhaps involving a character overcoming fear or distrust of technology to defeat it. Veneria. Her form has a green, vine-like body, suggesting a connection to nature or a plant-based origin. Veneria's demise could symbolize the destruction of corrupted beauty or the triumph of purity over decay. Gray. A simple yet haunting figure with a monochromatic palette, symbolizing neutrality or sadness. The large, expressive eye reflects a sense of vulnerability or unease. If Gray meets his end, it could be a sacrificial act, emphasizing his deep compassion or commitment to protecting others. Survival. Alternatively, Gray might endure as a beacon of hope or wisdom, carrying the story's moral center forward. Brood betrayal or conflict. His death may have been the result of a betrayal by someone he trusted, adding an emotional layer to the story. Garnold's description. His grotesque, half-decayed state suggests he is in a liminal space between life and death, making him both unsettling and pitiable. The exposed ribcage and bloodied features hint at a violent past or some form of corruption. His wide, manic eyes and eerie grin suggest he might be experiencing inner torment or madness. Experimentation gone wrong. Garnold may have been the subject of an experiment or a victim of a curse that left him in his current state. His half-dead nature could symbolize the unintended consequences of tampering with life and death. Perhaps Garnold once sought to save others, but his efforts led to his own downfall, leaving him as a